which I don't even have myself. He got this United States passport card. So basically, I think what this allows you to do is to travel. You're watching Samuel Goodwin on YouTube, and I do a lot of stuff here. I yo-yo, and I play with the beglery and the skateboard and the whatever. So I thought to myself, what if I just paid attention to one specific thing and just really focused for a day instead of the various things that I normally do? So recently I got this, which is a trainer Balisong butterfly knife. It's not sharp and obviously not a blade, but you could still do the kind of tricks that are fun to do like you would if it were real, except for use it to actually cut anything. So today I tried just playing with this for 7 hours. 9 to 5 with an hour for lunch in the middle. I had this in my hand and I was working on tricks. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. We start now. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. We start now. I started with just drilling the basic things that I knew how to do, and I sat here and counted and did each one until I did it successfully 50 times. For the basic sort of opens like this, that didn't take very long, but for some of the others actually it took more like half an hour, almost 45 minutes to get 50 successful tries. Especially the ice pick toss, they call it, is very difficult. And even though I did it successfully more than 50 times today, I still cannot do them very consistently. Usually it averages to be about 1 in 5 tries successfully. Fortunately, this is not a real blade because that would hurt. So I went looking for an app to keep track of how many times I do these things, especially for the ones that I can't do back to back very well, and just so I can keep track of when I get to 50. And the first one I find is free, but they want you to do an in-app purchase to get rid of the ads and stuff. It is $30 a year for an app that is literally just a clicker. I don't totally understand that. And I also don't understand why it needs to send me notifications. Of course I refused. You should not accept notifications from random apps, because that's just dumb. Like, who needs that? I totally get why they would want to charge money for an app, but $30 a year for a clicker doesn't really make any sense. So once I did everything I knew how to do 50 times each, I then moved on to some things that I had seen and watched some tutorials about but hadn't actually figured out how to do yet, and tried those. And fortunately, I did manage to learn this, the index rollover, which is just basically where you get it to fan out and go around your index finger, which is kind of interesting. I also later, because I had sort of learned as many new things as I thought I could handle, and I was starting to go a little bit brain dead actually, I managed to figure out instead just how to string together some of the things I already learned. So previously I had learned the Zen rollover, and I was able to combine that with this index rollover to get sort of a combo. It's not super smooth, but some of them I thought were kind of convincing lands. By the end of this though, my brain was totally shot. 7 hours is way too long to practice, even if you are taking a little bit of a break sometimes. I probably should have stopped at about 2, maybe even 3 hours if I was really feeling it, but 7 was too many. And so by the end, I was just hurting myself and just banging this into my knuckles, and I could not do anything suddenly. It's like my brain just forgot. It just gave up because I was doing this too much. So I had to stop just before the actual scheduled time, so we're calling it that it was basically 7 hours. I thought this would be an interesting experiment, and it was. I definitely don't think that 7 hours of doing anything straight is a good idea. I think breaks and breaking it up, doing something else during that time is a much better plan, and I will probably never do this again. But it was fun to try, and now I can say I tried. Also, it is generally true that I do a lot of things, but do keep in mind that most of the things I'm doing, but do keep in mind that, Also, it's true that I do a lot of things, but keep in mind that I have no children. I don't take all of these things super seriously, and I just kind of do them when I feel like it, like it's when it's fun. Like the beglery, I'm not training on that every day. I'm not actively trying to learn as much as I possibly can. I'm just doing it when I feel like it because it's fun to make the things clack together. And this too, I just do it when it's fun because I feel like flapping it around. I also can't really go anywhere because of the whole pandemic lockdowny situation. So, other than work, which I do have work now, which is great, I just got time to like sit here and do stuff. So I entertain myself and sometimes make videos about it. So hopefully you're entertained a little bit too. And hopefully maybe you think that some of this stuff looks interesting and you give it a try and you find out that actually you really like it. So that's today, and hopefully you had a good weekend, and hopefully you're drinking water and taking care of yourself and doing something fun, whatever that is. I don't really care what it is as long as you're having fun with it. And we'll see you next week.